Hello friends, good afternoon again. I welcome you in this online series of English lectures. And of course, today it is the time to discuss grammar. Of course, you can see the title on the board, and the title is Articles. Before going to the topic, let me tell you one thing, how this topic is important in grammar section. Again, before that, we have to understand that grammar is important in daily life, as it becomes the part and parcel of our life in the form of communication. So any kind of communication needs the mastery of language, and it is the time to go to global. Of course, the journey nowadays is from local to global, and it needs the perfection of English language. Perfection in the sense that we need to use English language for communication. We need to get the mastery of this language for better communication. And so, of course, for that, we need to study this grammar section seriously. Most of the times it happens, friends, that most of the people say that grammar is not at all necessary for communication. If we can speak, if we can use the language, maybe in the form of oral, maybe in the form of written, it does not need any grammatical perfection. Do you agree? Do you agree with this notion that we do not need any kind of grammatical perfection in communication? Personally, if you ask me, I disagree with this. I disagree because we must have the mastery of linguistic comprehension for communication, for any kind of communication. Let it be the communication in Marathi, our mother tongue. I know we are not good in Marathi even. We are not using Marathi properly, grammatically. And it doesn't become the obstacle. But we use that language only for the spoken purpose. Only for this purpose where what happens? That it doesn't come for communication. Just wait for, there is a kind of disturbance. Let me find out. Sorry friends, sorry for this disturbance. Somebody just simply entered the classroom. Let it be. I was talking about the grammatical imperfection of Marathi language, for which we go for, where, simply this language is not used for business purpose. It is used only for it is used only for spoken purpose. But at the same time, English is not used for only spoken purpose. It is used for business and trade. It is used for communication worldwide. And if it is, we must have the perfection. We must have good comprehension, understanding of grammar, so that language will help us to become more impressive and more effective. Communication becomes impressive and effective if we use grammar perfectly. Do you agree? Yes. And that's the thing. That's the thing, simply. that language needs grammar. Without grammar, language cannot exist. And so we need to study grammar seriously. Then what is grammar? Grammar is nothing but the rules and regulations to understand and to use. So unless and until there are rules, the things do not become perfect. And so for this, there are many grammar topics, out of which I have chosen one for today, and that is articles. Of course, this name articles is written in Marathi for your better understanding. मित्रांनो, आर्टिकल्स यालाच इंग्लिश मराठीमध्ये उपपदे असं म्हटलं जातं. ती उपपदे कोणती, ती केव्हा वापरतात, ती कशी वापरतात, ती का गरजेची आहेत, या संदर्भातलं सगळं डिस्कशन आपण आता या ठिकाणी या लेक्चरमध्ये करणार आहोत. सो आर्टिकल्स. फ्रेंड्स, लेट मी टेल you one thing. What are articles? If I simply say I have one pen, if I say I have one pen, in which the word pen is, see the sentence, I have one pen, in which pen is noun. This is the name of a thing, and that is why it is a noun. This word describes this noun. If I say I have a red pen, I have a red pen, in which, see, pen is the name of a thing, and that is why it is a noun. This word red has described this noun, and that is why it becomes an adjective. So the word which describes the noun is an adjective. So in this sentence, this word one is an adjective. Now, forget this sentence. I'm writing one more sentence. Instead of this, instead of saying I have one pen, I'm saying I have a pen. What is pen? Pen is noun. Then what is a? Of course, we know this word a is an article. But in this sentence, what is a? A is an adjective. So instead of saying I have one pen, I'm saying I have a pen. So this word a has taken the place of this word one. And one was an adjective in the sentence, and so this word a is working as an adjective in the same sentence. Meaning is not at all different. In these two sentences, the meaning of both the sentences is same. So instead of using one, I'm using a. I'm using an article a before this noun, and that is why, okay, it has described this noun, it has become an adjective. So if I say, after this, the conclusion, let us come to the conclusion. What is an article? Yes, what are articles? Articles are nothing but adjectives. Articles are adjectives. And if you go in more details of what articles are, yes, articles are demonstrative adjectives because they demonstrate something. Here, the word pen is demonstrated by this word, by this article a, and that is why it is even called as demonstrative adjectives. And demonstrative adjectives are, even there is one more thing. As I said that these are adjectives. At the same time, articles are determinants. They determine something, they show something. So articles are determiners If. Friends, have you understood the very basic concept of what articles are? Articles are nothing but an adjective. Now let us shift to one more discussion, the types of articles. And if you know, articles are categorized into two. Articles are categorized into two. One is the indefinite article or indefinite articles. And the second one is definite article. The name or the title itself says what are those articles. Indefinite article or indefinite articles mean, yes, it simply means that something which is shown, which is not definite, which is not specific, which is not particular. Here we are indefinite about all this, and that is why it is called as indefinite articles. Definite article, we determine something definite. And so, of course, definite article is one, and that is the word the or the. Article the is the definite article, and article a and article an. These two are the indefinite articles. So we have three articles in total. We have three articles. We have three adjectives which are called as articles. They are categorized into two. The first one is indefinite article or indefinite articles because there are two. So first one is a, second is an. The third one is the definite article, and that is the. And of course, this will be discussed later. Now, we will discuss these two articles in detail. Indefinite articles will be discussed in detail now. Now, friends, see. Article a and an. Very important. Many people forget to use articles when they speak, when they use language. And it is very wrong though. Yes, it is very wrong to use, not to use articles in the sentences, whether it is written or whether it is in the spoken form. When can we use articles? And there is a basic rule. The first rule for using indefinite articles is, see, very important one. Yes, indefinite articles are used before singular nouns. I have one pen. I have a pen. That example, just try to remember. I said I have one pen. One means, of course, it is singular. And instead of using the word one, I have a pen. A means one, A means single, and that is why article a or an, indefinite, they are used before singular nouns. What kinds of nouns? Of course, we have to ask this question, and we have to see pen. If I have two pens, can I say I have a pens? It is wrong. It is totally wrong. I cannot use I have a pens. I have to say I have a pen. And if I have two pens, I can say I have pens. Instead of using any article, I will directly go to the plural form of the noun. I can say I have pens. So can we use article, indefinite article before plural forms? No. Very important that I have to use, or we have to use, indefinite articles before singular forms, which are 1, 2, 3, like countable. So singular countable nouns. See, it is very important, friends. We have to use indefinite articles before singular countable nouns. Please make a note of this. Please make a note, a special note of this, that indefinite articles are used before singular countable nouns. Let me tell you one thing, very important. Many people forget to go for this, that the use of indefinite articles depends on the spoken form of the word and not on the written form of the word. How it is will be discussed, of course. I said, just try to understand what I said. I said, the use of indefinite articles depend on the spoken form of the word and not on the written form of the word. We'll discuss this point later. It simply means that the choice between the both, A and N, we have two articles, the choice between the both, which one is to be used? Which one? Can I use article N before pen? I have an pen. No. This is wrong. Why? Because the choice between both is determined by sound. The word pen begins with per sound. The word begins with per sound, and that is why before per sound we cannot use article N. If I say apple, I have dash apple. Yes, can I say I have a or a apple? Wrong. Because yes, the word apple has a sound. So sounds matter in using articles, especially indefinite articles. So make a special note, another special note, that the choice between both A and N is determined by sound. Which sound do we use for that word? So that according to this, we have to use A or N. And so, of course, we have to go to the choice now. And that is why I'm writing one important thing, the uses of article A and N. Uses of article A. And at the same time, uses of article N. When can we use article A and when can we use article N? And we have only 4 important rules to understand the uses of A and N. Very 4 only. 2 for using article A and next 2 for using article N. So let us find out which are these 2. Number one is, I'm writing number 1 here. Of course, I'm making the complete chart. And at this part, we will write the examples. Examples to understand using article N and here article N. Number 1 is, as I said earlier, that article A and N are used only for singular nouns, singular countable nouns. So, which are these singular countable nouns? And of course, the very important one comes, that is singular common noun. We have to use, we must use, we need to use article A before singular common noun. As you know, singular means single, one. Yes, it is the part of numbers, singular number and plural numbers. We cannot use article a and an before plural numbers. Keep in mind, we have to use articles before article a and an before. Yes, a and an before singular nouns. So which singular? Of course, singular common noun. What is common noun? What is a noun? Noun is a name given to a person, place, or a thing. A very simple, common definition of noun. Noun is a name given to a person, place, or a thing. So, if a name given to a person or place becomes the proper noun, a name given to anything which is common becomes the common noun. Simple one. Chalk is a thing which is common, and that is why it becomes the common noun. Chair, laptop, the board, the bottle, pen, the spectacle, the room. Yes, there are many examples of common noun before which we have to use article a if it is singular. For example, if I say a pen, a book, a room, yes, there are many, etc. Why to write so many? Any name given to anything is a common thing, and so every common thing is called common noun. And if it is singular, we have to use article a. That's what the very important and very easy first rule of using article a. We have some more examples like a boy, a village, a girl, yes, a generator, a dozen oranges. See one example. A dozen oranges. Oranges. This noun is plural, but considered into one form, in the measurement form, that is dozen. So 1 dozen, I want 1 dozen mangoes, 1 dozen oranges. So 1 means 1 means a dozen oranges, a dozen mangoes. So of course it also takes article a before it because it refers to 1, it refers to singular. So a dozen oranges, a day, a lion, a dog. There are many examples like this. So it is very easy. The first one, the very easy rule of using article a. Now let us go to article and. What is the first rule for using article and? And of course it is when the word begins with the words with A, E, I, O, and U letters. Any word which begins with A, E, I, O, U vowels. These are 5 vowels. We know it. We have 26 alphabet, out of which we have 5 vowels. If the word begins with these vowels, we have to use article and before it. For example, you take serially an apple, an eye, an ice cream, an orange, an umbrella. See, I told 5 examples of each. An apple, an ear, an ice cream, an orange, an umbrella. So all these words, see, just find out. An apple, an ear, an ice cream, an orange, an umbrella. See, all these words begin with, you can find out. These words begin with A, E, I, O, and U. 5 vowels. So the words begin with vowel letters. Take article and before it. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. We'll go in more details later. But at the primary stage, keep in mind that the article "am" is used with the words begin with vowel letter. I'm again and again repeating vowel letter. Of course, there is one exception to this vowel letter. I'm going to shift that from vowel letter to vowel sound. How? If I write one example like this unit, university. See these two words begin with U letter. These two words begin with U letter, and what rule we have seen in the first for using "and"? The words begin with A, E, I, O, U. Yes, take article "and" before it. Can we use article "and" before unit and university? That's the question now. And we have to come to the answer that we cannot use article "and" before unit and university, like "and unit and university." The reason, the very important reason, and the reason is, see, the word unit begins with "y" sound. And that is why it is pronounced as unit. Here this word is pronounced as university. So these two words have Y or Y sound. This is Y sound in English. So we have to make some correction, a little correction in this rule. The words begin with A, E, I, O, U, not later, the sound. So any word which begins with A, E, I, O, U sound, 100% takes article "and" before it. Article "and" is used before the words begin with A, E, I, O, U sounds and not letters. See the best examples. There are many examples like this where, yes, if I write of course this cannot be written here. We cannot say "an unit and university." So we have to write these examples here. So I can write article A is used before a unit, a university, a young man, like this, because these words begin with Y sound. There is one more. One-man army. See, one-man army. Here the sound is Y, and here the sound is V. When, see, same example here again. One more example for this vowel. Words begin with Y and V sound. that is written in English like this: year and verb sound. Any word which begins with year and verb sound having vowel letter text article A before it. So, what is this? What is it called? Though it seems the vowel sound, but it has a consonantal value. See, in Devanagari, in our mother tongue, these are consonants. So, though they look like vowels, though they look like vowels, they have consonantal value. So, the words with consonantal value text article A before it like this. Please keep in mind. For example, a yard, a young man, a year, a university, a unit, a European boy. Europe. Can I write here? Oh, European boy. See, the word began with E sound. E letter, not E sound. But it has taken, because it has taken E sound, not E. It looks that they can deceive us. Like they have vowel letters, but the sound is consonantal, and that is why it takes, yes, of course it takes article A before it. Now, one more. If I write another example here, if I write this, one more, honest man. How do we pronounce these two words? It doesn't begin with her sound, it begins with a sound. See, though these words begin with H, that is her letter, but it is pronounced with a sound. Yes? It is not honest, it is honest. It begins with a sound, honest. And when the word begin with, any word begins with, see, A, E, I, O, U, vowel sound. See, this is vowel sound. Here, H is the consonant, but it is not pronounced. It becomes silent. It becomes silent. And we pronounce the word with vowel sound. It takes an. It takes this article. An R, an honest man, an honor, an heir, an honorable man, an heirloom, like this. Now, which rule is to be written? See, very important. The word which begins with silent H. All these examples. There are so many. Please find them out and you will understand it more. So these are the 4 rules to understand the use of indefinite articles a and an. I will repeat. I'll repeat for your better understanding. I will tell you in Marathi, so you will understand it more. मित्रांनो, मगाशी आपण पाहिलं आर्टिकल्स म्हणजे उपपदे. ही जी उपपदे आहेत ती खरं तर 2 भागामध्ये विभागली जातात. पहिला आहे इनडेफिनेट आर्टिकल्स आणि दुसरा आहे डेफिनेट आर्टिकल. इनडेफिनेट आर्टिकल्स ही 2 आहेत जे आपण आता समोर पाहिली आहेत. आर्टिकल ए आणि आर्टिकल एन. उपपद 2 इनडेफिनेट मधली. पहिला आहे ए, दुसरा आहे अँड. हे दोन्ही समजण्यासाठी आपल्याला 4 महत्वाचे नियम पाहावे लागतील आणि त्या नियमांनुसारच आपल्याला त्याचा यूज, त्याचा वापर समजेल. खूप महत्वाची गोष्ट आहे पहिली, की आर्टिकल ए आणि अँड हे फक्त एकवचनी नामाच्या समोरच वापरले जाते. आर्टिकल ए आणि अँड ही फक्त एकवचनी नामाच्या समोरच वापरली जातील. ही सगळ्यात महत्वाची गोष्ट आपण या ठिकाणी लक्षात घेतली पाहिजे. आणि अर्थात ती नावं ही काउंटेबल असली पाहिजेत, मोजता येणारी असली पाहिजेत. म्हणून मगाशी आपण म्हटलं होतं की आर्टिकल ए आणि अँड हे फक्त सिंग्युलर काउंटेबल नाउन्सच्या समोरच वापरली जातात. ती कशी असली पाहिजे? सिंग्युलर म्हणजे एकवचनी असली पाहिजे, काउंटेबल असली पाहिजे, सिंग्युलर काउंटेबल नाउन्स. आणि तसं असेल तर अर्थात मगाशी मी अजून एक महत्वाची गोष्ट बोललो होतो की इनडेफिनेट आर्टिकलचा यूज हा कशावर डिपेंड असतो? ऑफकोर्स द यूज डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्पोकन फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ड अँड नॉट ऑन द रिटन फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ड. सी, आपण काय बोलतो त्या पद्धतीने, म्हणजे काय बोलतो त्याचा उच्चार कसा होतोय, दिसताना हा जरी व्हॉवेल लेटर दिसत असला तरी त्याचा उच्चार हा कॉन्सोनेंटल होता आणि म्हणून त्याच्या पुढे आर्टिकल ए आला. हा माझा महत्वाचा मगाशी सांगायचा भाग होता, तो म्हणजे द यूज ऑफ इनडेफिनेट आर्टिकल्स डिपेंड ऑन द स्पोकन फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ड अँड नॉट ऑन द रिटन फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ड. सी, आपण इथे काय बोलतोय, इथे दिसतंय काय, आहे काय, याच्यापेक्षा आपण त्याच्यासाठी काय स्पोकन फॉर्म वापरला. रिटन फॉर्म वेगळा आहे, एच आहे, आणि स्पोकन फॉर्म बोलण्याचा फॉर्म हा असा आहे, अ साऊंड आहे. हा इथे जर अ साऊंड असेल तर तो आर्टिकल अँड घेणार आहे, इथे य साऊंड असेल तर तो आर्टिकल अ घेणार आहे. हा फरक आपल्याला या ठिकाणी समजला पाहिजे. आणि म्हणून ही महत्वाची गोष्ट आर्टिकलच्या बाबतीत सगळ्यांनी लक्षात घेतली पाहिजे, ती म्हणजे द यूज ऑफ आर्टिकल्स, द यूज ऑफ इनडेफिनेट आर्टिकल्स डिपेंड ऑन द स्पोकन फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ड अँड नॉट ऑन द रिटन फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ड. ही गोष्ट आता आपल्या लक्षात आली असेल. आणि अर्थात अजून एक महत्वाची गोष्ट मगाशी मी सांगितली होती, ती म्हणजे या दोघांमधली चॉईस ही त्यांच्या साऊंडवर ठरते. आपण काय बोलतोय त्याच्यावर ठरते. आणि म्हणून द चॉईस बिटवीन द बोथ इज डिटरमाइंड बाय साऊंड अँड नॉट व्हॉट वी राईट. आपण त्याचा उच्चार कसा करणार आहोत त्याच्यानुसार आर्टिकल्स ए आणि अँड कसे वापरायचे हे ठरणार आहे. आणि म्हणून आर्टिकल ए वापरण्याचा पहिला नियम आपण पाहिला, तो म्हणजे आर्टिकल ए हा सिंग्युलर कॉमन नाउन याच्या समोर वापरला जातो. आता हे आर्टिकल ए हा सिंग्युलर कॉमन नाउनच्या समोर वापरला जातो म्हणजे काय? सिंग्युलर अर्थात एकवचनी, कॉमन सामान्य नाम, एकवचनी सामान्य नामाच्या समोरच आर्टिकल ए वापरलं जाणार आहे. म्हणजेच काय तर पाहूयात हे सगळे एक्झाम्पल्स. असं कोणतंही कॉमन म्हणजे सामान्य नाव ज्याच्या समोर जे सिंग्युलर असेल अशा समोर आर्टिकल ए वापरलं जाईल. खूप महत्वाची गोष्ट आहे आणि खूप सोपी सुद्धा आहे, खूप सोपी आहे. आणि सामान्य नाम समजायला विशेष अडचण नाही, कारण कोणत्याही असलेल्या वस्तूला दिलेलं नाव हे सामान्य नाम ठरू शकतं. आणि मग अशा वेळेस ते जर एकवचनी असेल तर त्याच्या अगोदर आर्टिकल ए वापरला जातो. दुसरा नियम आपण इथे शिफ्ट होण्याच्या ऐवजी इथे पाहिला होता, कारण मला या दोघांमधला फरक तुम्हाला प्रॉपरली समजून सांगायचा होता. आणि म्हणून आपण आता परत इथेच येऊयात. आर्टिकल अँड कधी वापरला जातो तर आर्टिकल अँड वापरण्यासाठी सगळ्यात महत्वाची गोष्ट म्हणजे अल्फाबेट. आपल्याकडे 26 अल्फाबेट आहे, त्याच्यापैकी जे 5 हे वॉवेल्स आहेत, 21 उरलेले हे कॉन्सोनंट्स आहेत. या दोन्ही मधला फरक आपल्या लक्षात आला की जे वॉवेल्स आहेत ते कोणते? ए, ई, आय, ओ, यू. हे 5 जे वॉवेल्स आहेत त्याच्या अगोदर आपल्याला आर्टिकल अँड वापरायचा. हा एक बेसिक रूल आपल्याला माहिती आहे. ए, ई, आय, ओ, यू या 5 स्वरांच्या अगोदर आर्टिकल अँड वापरलं जाणार आहे. कसं? आपण त्याचे एक्झाम्पल्स पाहिलेले. कोणत्याही स्वराने सुरू झालेला शब्द हा आर्टिकल अँड घेतोय. आणि ती एक साधी सरळ सोपी गोष्ट आहे, विशेष अवघड त्याच्यामध्ये दिसण्यासारखं असण्यासारखं काहीच नाही. पुढे महत्वाची गोष्ट आपण इथे पाहिली, हा भाग मी इथे जेव्हा लिहिला होता तेव्हा आपल्याला साधारण असं वाटत होतं की याच्या पुढे आर्टिकल अँड वापरलं गेलं पाहिजे. अँड युनिट, अँड युनिव्हर्सिटी असं व्हायला पाहिजे होतं, कारण ए, ई, आय, ओ, यू या स्वराने सुरू झालेला तो शब्द आहे. परंतु जरी तो स्वराने सुरू झाला असला तरी त्याचा उच्चार करताना तो स्वरासारखा नव्हता. ही महत्वाची गोष्ट आपण समजून घेऊयात. दिसताना तो शब्द हा स्वरासारखा दिसत होता, स्वराचाच होता, पण उच्चार करताना, बोलताना स्पोकन फॉर्म मग अशी बोलल्याप्रमाणे याचा यूज हा स्पोकन फॉर्मवर डिपेंड आहे, रिटर्न फॉर्मवर नाही. आणि म्हणून याचा उच्चार करताना, याला बोलताना याचा साऊंड हा हा य आणि व या टाईप मधला येत होता. आणि य आणि व हे दोन्ही साऊंड हे कॉन्सोनंट्स आहेत, ही व्यंजन आहेत. आणि मग ती जर व्यंजन असतील त्याला व्यंजनाचा नियम लागला पाहिजे. आणि मग व्यंजनाचा नियम आर्टिकल ए. आणि म्हणून आपण या सगळ्यांच्या समोर आर्टिकल ए वापरलाय. ए युनिट, ए युनिव्हर्सिटी, अ यंग मॅन, ए वन मॅन आर्मी, लाईक दिस. देर आर सम मोर एक्झाम्पल्स लाईक दिस वी हॅव सीन सम टाइम बिफोर. खूप महत्वाची गोष्ट ही आपण लक्षात घेऊयात. परत एकदा सांगतोय, युनिट, युनिव्हर्सिटी, यंग मॅन हे शब्द सुरू झालेले होते. वन मॅन आर्मी, यू ने, वाय ने किंवा ओ ने, स्वरासारखे ते दिसतात, स्वरच आहेत, परंतु त्याचा उच्चार करताना हा कॉन्सोनंटल होतो, तो व्यंजनासारखा होतो. म्हणून आपण इथे नियम हा पाहिला की असे शब्द जे कॉन्सोनंटल सुरू होतात, ज्या शब्दांना कॉन्सोनंटल व्हॅल्यू आहे, व्यंजनाचा त्याच्यावर प्रभाव आहे, असे शब्द हे आर्टिकल ए घेऊन येते. आणि मग हे पहिला आणि दुसरा नियम याचा आपल्याला पूर्ण होतो. सिंग्युलर कॉमन नाउनच्या अगोदर आर्टिकल अ वापरायचंय आणि कॉन्सोनंटल व्हॅल्यू असणाऱ्या शब्दांच्या अगोदर सुद्धा आर्टिकल एच वापरायचंय. पुढचा नियम आपल्याला आर्टिकल अँडचा पाहायचा आहे, तो म्हणजे असे सगळे शब्द जे सायलेंट एच ने सुरू होतात, एच ने सुरू होतात, पण त्याच्यामधला एच हा सायलेंट आहे. म्हणजे काय, एच हा व्यंजन आहे, परंतु तो सायलेंट झाल्यामुळं त्याचा उच्चार अ ह्या साऊंडने होतो. An art, an honest man, yes, an honorable man, yes, many examples like this. अ साऊंड तिथे सुरू होतो आणि म्हणून स्पोकन फॉर्म त्याचा वापरला जाईल आणि स्पोकन फॉर्म प्रमाणे त्याला आपल्याला व्हॅल्यू द्यावा लागेल हा स्वरांचा. दिसताना हा व्यंजनाचा दिसतो, परंतु उच्चार करताना हा स्वर घेऊन येतो आणि म्हणून त्याच्या पुढे आपण आर्टिकल अँड वापरलेला आपल्याला दिसेल. ही महत्वाची सगळ्यात गोष्ट आर्टिकल ए आणि अँड ची आपल्याला पाहायला मिळाली. पुढच्या लेक्चरला आपल्याला अर्थात आर्टिकल द म्हणजे जो डेफिनेट आर्टिकल आहे त्याच्याकडे जायचं. तो खूप महत्वाचा भाग असणार आहे आणि तो खूप इंटरेस्टिंग सुद्धा अर्थात असणार आहे. पण एक महत्वाची गोष्ट आपल्या लक्षात आली का, सगळ्यात महत्वाची गोष्ट आर्टिकल्स, इनडेफिनेट आर्टिकल्स मध्ये महत्वाची गोष्ट ती म्हणजे ते सिंग्युलर असायला पाहिजे. ते शब्द सगळे सिंग्युलर असतील तेव्हाच आपल्याला आर्टिकल ए आणि अँड वापरता येईल. म्हणजेच कन्क्लुजनला येऊयात का, कन्क्लुजन आपल्याला हेच असेल की ए आणि अँड हे येस प्लुरल नाउनच्या अगोदर कधी वापरले जाणार नाही. ए अँड अँड इज नॉट युज्ड बिफोर प्लुरल नाउन्स. So please keep in mind, I have told some important things of indefinite articles. I am repeating for you again that article a and these are two indefinite articles which are not used for plural forms. They are always used for singular forms. Again, the second thing that article a and are used. Yes, of course, not for the written form of the word, but for the spoken form of the word. And at the same time, yes, they come with sounds. The sound of the word is important and not what is written. So please keep in mind and wait for the next lecture for the detailed discussion of definite article the. So for today, thank you very much for listening. And at the same time, please stay home, take care, and again, thank you.